I'm Jason Draco with Prince Draco Productions. I'm here with Chris Sabat.
Hi.
You may know him as this guy right here.
Or you may not.
How many voices do you do on him now? Kai, did you get to lose some voices at all?
Yeah, I gave up some of my voices, to be honest, on that show. I am the voice of Vegeta, Piccolo, Yamcha, Mr. Popo, Kami, all the dragons, Gaz, Mez, Raccoon, Jace, Birder, Icarus, and others. So basically the Frieza saga.
So it's just you and Sean basically doing the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm most interested in is something that Funimation and the Aniplex has been doing recently is you guys have been taking stuff that is currently airing on Japanese TV, dubbing it, and then like a week or two later. How does that process work?
Funimation calls them broadcast dubs. Mm-hmm. And what they essentially are is a way for anime fans to be able to get anime that's straight from Japan as quickly as humanly possible. So usually what happens is they get the show in, and anywhere between 6 to 10 weeks, depending on kind of how difficult the show looks, they will have those episodes available for viewing, subtitled and dubbed, which is pretty neat. It's really been fun for all of us at Funimation because we're getting to experience some of these shows as they're happening. It's different than most other shows we've worked on, where you come in and you automatically know exactly where your character is going to be from the beginning of the show to the very end of it. And in these, there may only be 1 or 2 episodes ahead of where you're recording, so you don't know exactly what's going to happen. So it's pretty neat. I think the way it goes down, and it's an evolving process, but currently those shows we dub to the version that they see on Japanese television. It's not necessarily the version that might be released to DVD later if there's a release. And just because it's a broadcast dub doesn't necessarily mean that it's guaranteed a DVD or a Blu-ray release, but those sorts of decisions and announcements come later. Right now, it's just Funimation's way of being able to offer really high quality anime very shortly after it's aired in Japan.
Are they digitally sending you the masters for these?
To my knowledge, they are sending us the best materials they can get us. It's not always, it's not always pristine when we're working on it, but I know that the versions that actually get uploaded are really beautiful looking versions of it.
All right. The next thing I want to talk about is your studio that you produced with video games.
Sure.
What made you, you definitely could have done this any time with your talents and stuff. When was it that you say, okay, I'm making this studio now, I'm doing this now? What got you to that point? What pushed you to finally actually do it?
It was about 6 or 7 years ago. I had been working at Funimation for a long time, and I just recently worked with Funimation on some of the Dragon Ball games, like Budokai. We're talking about like Budokai, Budokai 2, Budokai 3. Actually, it was just Budokai and Budokai 2 at that time. And I realized that while I really like working on anime and I love anime, video games were my real passion. Like, I adore video games. I grew up on video games. My dad was kind of a very crude version of a gamer. He was the kind of dude who would just load up a Half-Life or something, and he'd walk into a room and he'd press the F9 button to quick save, and then he'd walk to the other end of the room and he'd press quick save again, then he'd walk into the next room, then he'd quick save. And he always used to buy us all of the old consoles like Atari and Intellivision and Coleco and you name it, Nintendo. And he bought us all these systems because I think he secretly liked them as well. So there was a point at Funimation where my only ability to move up in the company was to take my boss's job, and I didn't really want to do that to him or to myself. So at that point I decided to take a friendly leave for Funimation and go produce the video games. And it was timed out perfectly because right when I left, we had just gotten the assignment to work on it's Budokai 3, which was an amazing game, like such an amazing game. It had so many characters. The script for it, when we printed it out, was in a 3-ring binder that was this thick. It was enormous. And throughout the years, we've perfected ways of localizing video games to where it's very easy. We were some of the first people ever using like a digital teleprompter system where the client brings in digital files of the script as opposed to working off printed copies. And since then, we've just had a lot of luck working on a bunch of great games. We've worked on everything from Tony Hawk games to Guitar Hero to we've worked on Doom. We've worked on we're currently working on Borderlands. We worked on all of the Twisted Pixel games and a lot of the games that are developed in Texas, especially, we do.
Let's go over to this guy right here.
Who's this guy?
That's you.
What? No.
You have blue hair now.
Nah,
I
don't think so.
You need to grow that out.
That can't be me.
So how does it feel? Like I interviewed Chuck Hubert, and he told me that he actually interviewed in a building in a bank when he interviewed for Garlic Jr.
That is true.
So how does it feel to go from like that to, you know, this now, and now the Battle of the Gods and the Revival F, like?
Oh, it's amazing. It's not only amazing because the animation is just so gorgeous. It's amazing because the content is brand new. And all of us who've worked on Dragon Ball have worked on this show since 1998 or 99, 2000. And we've been repeating the same thing over and over again. When we're redubbing it to remaster it or redubbing it for Kai, it's always been the same basic storyline. And even with a lot of the games, it's the same story over and over and over and over and over again. And this was the first time we actually really got brand new content, and it's beautiful. And the cool thing is that Funimation is really turning it up. They're really like bringing it to a new level, and it's at a perfect time when everybody is absolutely adoring Dragon Ball Z, and the people who were watching it when they were kids are now, in their 20s. So it's really been an incredible time to work on this, and I sincerely love the movie, and I'm so excited for Super when it's released too, and I can't wait to just be working on this show for another 15 years.
Well, I'm really excited to see the movie when it comes out in theaters August. I'll probably see it 10 times. Thank you so much for doing the interview with me, and have a great Otakon.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Cut.
Cut.
Hi guys, Bulma Brief here. Just wanted to stop in and say hello. About to head off to the new movie, Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, and I'm super excited. Finally, movie about me, Bulma Briefs. Not Goku, not Vegeta. Anywho, I want you to go see the movie and then come back and tell me what you thought, because clearly I'm the star of this one. Anywho, gotta go lock up Caps Corp, and then I'll see you there.